Personally, I am a conservative. I've been a conservative my entire voting career and pretty much my entire life. You know, as soon as I started understanding what political stuff was. I was raised conservative, and a lot of my values and thinkings lean towards conservatism. But I am open-minded to certain other things. I do understand some of people's social concerns, you know, why liberals may think certain things are progressive. But I just want to give those out there who are making this step in this movement some advice, you know. I mean, I've had to deal with being a conservative my entire life as a black man, which is not an easy thing, which is really not an easy thing. And through all that, I've learned how to deal with certain things in certain ways to where I know I can stay on where I'm supposed to be at, what I believe, and I'm not going to be swept up into a mob mentality, whether it be right-wing or left-wing mob mentality. I mean, let's be honest, you know, Republican has its mob mentality as well. Even though I lean more towards conservative, there's things that I don't necessarily agree with, or I'll say, hey, you know, that's kind of whatever. But all that being said, I just wanted to make this video so that you guys could maybe take some points and just, if you're not knowing what to do or how to continue or progress from this moment, then hopefully it'll help you out. First off, I'd like to say congratulations on your first step to independent thought. You know, I can understand why people became liberals and became, you know, Democrats, progressives, you know, back in the day, because they thought they stood for something. But in the last couple of years, because Trump has been elected, all they stood for is hate. You know, all they stood for is, what can we call these people who support this man? What can we do to make them look bad, no matter what they do? And you've gotten tired of it, and I would get tired of it too. I mean, you can only hate something so much before it completely consumes you and you're useless. So, but now that you've made a decision, you're still wondering, where do I go, what do I do? But you made a big step into becoming an independent thinker, and that is very important step for anyone to take. First thing is, take time to mourn your loss. I know that sounds kind of weird, but if you've been a Democrat or consider yourself progressive for many years or whatever, it's not something that you get over overnight, you know. I mean, you make the decision, but there's a lot of fallout that comes after that, you know. Before you make any rash decisions saying, like, I'm going to be a Republican now, or I'm going to be an independent or nationalist or whatever, just make sure to take time to mourn your loss of leaving a group of people and an ideology that you thought you knew for all these years and that you thought you identified with. I would say refrain from emotionally triggered decisions. So being that it is an emotional thing to step away from affiliations, you know, or groups and stuff. So you most people aren't emotionally sound at this moment because they just made a humongous decision and they're not sure where it's going to lead, and it can be scary. So just kind of make sure that you're not jumping into something else by emotions right away, because it'll probably be a wrong decision. These go hand in hand. So I'm gonna say one, then I'm gonna say the other. So step number 3 would be consider your positions politically and socially. And step number 4 would be seek opinions and advice from emotionally sound and rational thinking people. So they kind of go hand in hand, but it's kind of long to make it one step. So basically consider where you stand now politically. All right, so you were progressive or liberal or Democrat. Now you've walked away from that party. Do you still believe those things that you believed when you were in that party? And if so, who may identify with you with that? Or where do you go from that? Are you an independent now? Or are you complete conservative or moderate conservative or whatever the case may be? But as you're trying to decide that, make sure you seek and listen to people who seem rational who are not speaking straight from emotion, because again, emotion is not a good place to speak from because your head is not in the game. You know, we all know instances in our lives where we said stuff out of emotion that we wouldn't have said had we had our emotions in check. So that's an important thing, is you don't want to go to another emotionally filled people or group to listen to, because they're just going to fill you with a whole bunch of other emotions when you're not completely concrete on where you want to go as far as your political and social leanings go. Stay resolute in your decision, which is kind of the toughest one, because whenever you make a big decision like this, it's a big decision. You're stepping out into no man's land. You have no, you know, you've identified, you knew what, you know, what groups you're part of, what you were, you know, going to go do, and all these other things, and now it's kind of all just gone. And so what's going to happen is people, your friends, your acquaintances, whoever who knew you a certain way, are going to try and get you to go back to there. You know, so you've taken one step out, but you can easily take 2 to 3 steps back and find yourself back where you didn't want to be in the first place. So when you feel pressure from your friends, family, whatever, you know, kindly just say, hey, I'm not listening to anyone, you know, close to me at the moment. I need to decide this on my own. I need to take time so I can get firm in my stance of what I'm taking. And it may seem mean to some people, but it's not. I mean, you have to take care of you. That is the most important thing. They will understand that you need to take time to figure this out yourself. And the more resolute you become in your decision, the easier it will be to talk to people that you used to associate with, or parties that you used to associate with. Lastly, I would like to say, enjoy your newfound freedom. I know to make the decision is scary, and that you've been thinking about it a lot, and that's a lot of pressure, you know, on you emotionally, physically, mentally, all the above. So enjoy your newfound freedom. Get used to it. It feels funny at first, but it's a very big and important step to be an independent thinker. And just because you're an independent thinker doesn't mean you won't agree with other people. It just means that you will not be swept up instantly when you see trigger words of, you know, racist, homophobe, you know, xenophobe, whatever phobia there is, however many, whatever synonyms there are, trigger words that people use and the media uses to throw out there to just get you like that. Being an independent thinker and a free thinker, you resist that urge to be triggered like that. And so taking this step, walking away from the Democratic Party, which has been using all these words all this time for the last 2 years since Trump has been elected, is a big step to that. If you like this video, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will be releasing another video soon about how to become a critical thinker. Critical thinking is an important part in life that I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to social media and news, and in 2018, people just see certain words and they just go running. So I'll be starting a series on that soon. So if you're interested, please, like I said, hit that subscribe button so then you can know when that's going to be coming up. And hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, week, month, and year. This is Savvy Ninja. Until next time, I'll leave you with this.